Welcome back to Being Well. Today's practice is a conscious breathing practice. So this is great for beginners. So conscious connective breath is extremely powerful. I am a practitioner in this and I absolutely love it. I love the conscious connective breath and I love the rebirth technique as well. And I want to start to share this more. But what we need to do is we need to do it slowly. So for those who haven't practiced breathwork before, it can cause a lot in the body in terms of sensations, feelings, emotions, experiences. So it's really important as a practitioner that if I'm teaching through online, so you're just watching this video in your own space, that you're able to follow and not get too overwhelmed, which is why I'm just going to keep the videos quite short and suitable for beginners. So with conscious connective breath, it's an inhale and an exhale with no pause. So a lot of you might know the Wim Hof technique. That I believe is based around the rebirthing, which was designed by a guy called Leonard, and that was like many years ago. So it's just a wave of breath coming in and coming out. Now what happens when we do this is it causes a break in the mind-body connection, and it stops the mind from having time to think and distract you, and it allows the body to really move through what it needs to move through. So hence why if you've had a lot of trauma or you've not practiced it before, it can be quite overwhelming. So today I'm going to teach you just how to be conscious of your breath, and then maybe near the end we'll just connect the breath. But all we're going to do today is just breathe in and out and just be aware of conscious breathing. So when we say conscious breathing, it just means that you are fully with your breath and you are aware of what is happening and you're just with your breath. You're very conscious and you're breathing, you're working with the breath. We're not actively just letting it, we're not just letting the breath happen, we are actively working with the breath. So you can lay down if you want to, or you can stay seated, it's entirely up to you. I'm going to stay seated for this part, but it's entirely up to you, so please just take the position what you want. Also, if you're uncomfortable closing your eyes, you don't have to. So all I want you to do is just take a moment to just stop, and I want you just to notice your own breath. So again, the eyes don't have to be closed, you can just notice it. And you might notice it internally, you might notice it physically by looking at your body moving. You might feel it through the nose or the mouth, so the air coming in or the air coming out. It all depends on where your attention goes, and there is no right or wrong. So just really observe your own breath at the moment, observe the pace. And I just want you to notice if it's shallow or if it seems to be deep. Just notice the rhythm. So you should have awareness now of your breath. And what's going to happen is the thoughts are going to come in the mind and distract you. All I want you to do is come back to any of those feelings or sensations. So that's going to be your pull-in point to get you back into your breath. And that looks different for everybody, it doesn't matter. It might be that I say something and it reminds you to come back to your breath. It might be that you follow one particular part. So all I want you to do now is start to breathe deeper. And again, there is no right or wrong in terms of the length. And I think when we start something new, we always think that it has to be a certain way, and it doesn't. Just go with what you have for you. So just being conscious of the breath. Maybe you're breathing in and out of your nose. Maybe you're breathing in through your nose and out of your mouth. Maybe you're breathing in and out of your mouth. Maybe it changes. It doesn't matter at this point. Just be aware of it. Notice whatever it is that you are focused on in terms of the sensation, the feeling, the movement. Some people use the push out of the belly and the chest to focus on the breath. Just breathe. Just actively breathe in and breathe out. And just notice each breath. And I want you to really be as present as you can with each breath. So really being present with the inhale, noticing the length of it, enjoying each part of the inhale. Noticing if there is a slight pause after the inhale before there is an exhale. How does that pause feel? Noticing the exhale, what response does the body have to the exhale? How does the body feel? What are you noticing? Just observe. Notice the sound of the breath. The sound coming in. The sound going out. Stay with your breath. Don't let the thoughts distract you. Conscious breathing. Consciously be aware of each breath as it moves. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathe out. Notice how this is feeling. Notice how the body is feeling. What are you noticing in your body? Are you noticing that it's starting to relax? Are you noticing that there's possibly some areas that you are holding tension? And this is a really good sign to help you see where you're holding tension and what it could be related to. So if you're holding a lot of tension in your shoulders, it could be that you're taking on too much. Maybe you're looking after everyone else and not yourself, or you're really stressed. If you're noticing tension in your hips, it could be that you're storing a lot of emotions in there that you've been unable to express. Many different things can show up when we do this conscious breath work. So just really be with the breath. Notice each breath coming in and out. And really notice the body. This conscious breathing is the gateway into ourselves. It's the gateway into really connecting with the body and really being with the body and listening. We're so rushed in this world now. We're moving at 100 miles an hour and we don't listen to the body, and then it's when something then happens that's really dramatic and we get really ill, that's when we listen. But actually, if we listen earlier, we won't get to that point then when we're really ill, because we can do what we need to do by listening. So just be with the breath. Maybe you want to take it a little bit deeper and breathe in deeper and breathe out slower and longer. Maybe you're happy where you are, and that's okay. It's really important that we honor exactly what it is that we're feeling and experiencing and moving through, rather than what we think others want us to do. And this shows up a lot in life. How much of your life are you doing things for you, at the pace and the way that you want to do them, or are you doing it for others? And how can we bring this into the practice now? How can we breathe now for us in the way that we want to, in the way and how we want to, what pace we want to? How can we notice then how that feels? Does it feel easy? Does it feel hard? Is it challenging, or is it welcoming? Just breathe. We're going to now do a bit of conscious connective breath. So on your next inhale, breathe out. At the top of the inhale, breathe out immediately and don't let any pause happen. So you would have noticed that there may have been a slight pause. It's not long. Sometimes it is long, depending on what sort of experiences you've been through in life. So people that tend to hold their breath are people that are in a trauma response and they're in that fight or flight and they're living in that. So if you've noticed that you're doing that, you're going to have to work a little bit harder to actively breathe. So just really staying focused on the breath. So we're now going to breathe in like a wave and out like a wave. So we breathe in, out, in, out. And that can be quick or it can be slow. So I like to do slow breath sometimes. Just no pause. Sometimes I like to breathe quicker. Just know that if you breathe quicker, that will have a bit of a stronger effect, and you will start to notice bodily sensations and experiences quicker. We're not doing it for too long, but some people do experience it within a couple of minutes. So breathing in, breathing out, no pause. Imagining a wave. And just notice, keep going, just notice what is happening in the body. Notice what's happening in the mind. How are you breathing now? How does it feel? How does it feel to the body? How does it feel to the mind? Maybe there are some emotions that are coming up now. Just witness them. Don't try to do anything with them. Just witness whatever is arising and whatever is falling. We'll do a few more and then we will finish. Because this is just an introduction for you to experience how the breath works. Let's do 2 more. And now just let the breath go and let the body surrender. Don't control anything, just let the breath now happen and notice where the breath comes in and out. Does it come in through the nose and out of the nose? Does it come in and out of either or? Just notice it. Maybe you can see now that the breath is longer than when we first started. Maybe it's quicker because you've done quicker breaths. So you've stimulated the nervous system here, and then now you're finding that it's a little quick still. Just let it be, observe it, no judgment. And just notice it will start to slow down. Just notice in the body. And just scan through the body and see if you're holding any tension. And if you are, I invite you just to maybe focus on the exhale a little more, to just soften the muscles and let it go. Just observing the thoughts, noticing how that experience felt for you. Remembering that it's always about starting slowly. A lot of people dive into things really quickly, and if we dive into it really quickly, the body can't keep up. It becomes a bit overwhelming for the body. So maybe come back to this practice many times and just be with the breath and just work with consciously breathing, being conscious of what you're doing and how you're doing it, especially if you're a fast-paced human. You've got a busy job and you're working lots and you're always rushing around. This is a great practice to do, just to really bring conscious awareness into the body, into the breath. So thank you so much for joining. I know that that would have been helpful if you fully immersed, because breathwork is extremely powerful. It has changed my life and I'm extremely passionate about it. So yeah, come back and practice more. There's going to be loads more conscious connective breath videos on this channel. So just immerse yourself, but remember to go slowly. It's so important that we go step by step and we don't dive into the deep end. Thank you so much for joining. Please like, comment, subscribe to the channel and you'll be updated and pinged when new videos come out. And I will see you soon. Take care. Much love.